Hi everyone, welcome to Walk the Talk with Balbir. Today I have with me interior designer Sheena Chabria from Sheena INC. Hi Sheena.
Hi, thank you so much for having me over, Maldeep.
My pleasure Sheena.
My
Thanks for
honor
making
too. Thank
time.
you.
Sheena, tell me something about Sheena INC.
So I started my practice Sheena INC in 2007, and going back to history and education, I actually did my post graduation in economics. I did event management where I excelled, and I did my diploma in interiors, and I actually almost flunked. So I got like a 43%, and I never forget that number in my life. And I think every teacher in class in college was like, she ain't becoming an interior designer. So I think back then I never wanted to be an interior designer also. It was just my mom's sense of aesthetic of being that, I think you should give it a try to study. And I gave it a shot. I almost failed, and she realized that, hey, this is not going to happen for her. Completed my education. I went into events where I was very clear that I didn't want to do production and the background production work. I wanted to be an event stylist, especially for weddings. So I joined Hangama.com as my intern and job, my first job. And my immediate senior who joined on and said we're going to start the wedding department put in his papers 3 days after I joined him. So I was completely again blindfolded that wedding department never started. But yeah, there was some couple of really big events happening there, like recruitment companies. And I remember my first event was at Taj and Rahat Fateh Ali Khan was performing. And I was left there clueless to handle the whole event because my boss had just put in his papers and quit. And I know zero knowledge about designing an event. See, studying and practicing are two different things. So, anyways, I had a brilliant team, lighting team, sound team, all the teams in place. So they really caught my finger and they were like, "Listen, hey, you know what? Don't be so lost. Come and take over events." And then that event went a huge success. And I remember, how events. I think I cannot tell you anything better than that. Your grounds are in a night. Production is only happening in a night.
Yeah.
And your event's gonna success and you come back home and my mom's like, do you really think you're gonna be staying up every night, all night, loitering around and you're going to be just living your life like a nomad? Think about what you're really doing. Did events anyways for a while, then took a break, and then a friend of mine was going shopping to buy furniture for her home. And
Acha.
she was going to AA Home, that was a firm by Ashish Shah and Ankur Khosla.
Okay.
And they had this furniture studio. So I went shopping with her. She was one of my close friends who studied interiors, and we were two losers who said we're never going to do interior design. And went for shopping, and then I got around just giving her my advice. And then so Ashish like, how do you know so much about brands and furniture? And I used to love reading. So reading was my strong point. I used to love reading on anything that's luxury, anything that's aesthetic, anything that's style. Not necessarily furniture. It could be just clothing, accessories, furniture. So I had good amount of knowledge, and I was guiding her on some brands which he's like, you not being an interior designer, how have you heard of these brands out of the book? And so then he got on talking, what do you do now? And I'm like, I'm jobless. I'm doing nothing. And he's like, why don't you give it a shot and come in for an interview? So that's where my journey started. I interned with them.
How sweet.
And then back in 2007, I started my firm. So I think life takes you completely reverse, throws you back just to push you back into top gear.
Correct.
And I think that's how my journey began.
Amazing.
But no regrets. I enjoy every bit of it
It
today.
definitely doesn't sound like you have any regrets in it. I think it's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been
It
a
was
good
a
journey.
calling for you,
Yeah,
basically.
it was actually a calling for me, a calling that I never recognized myself. But today looking back, yeah, I have zero. Like I really enjoy the journey.
Awesome. So when you said you love reading about luxury, what is luxury for Sheena?
I think back then when I was reading on luxury, I was just reading like a normal reader, maybe just on different brands, different concepts of different designs, trending colors, trending patterns, trending styles, cuts. There are many things and details to design. But today, if you tell me what luxury is, I think my definition is completely changed. I feel like as designers also, if we do a beautiful apartment or an office or a space, I think that person should be able to live in that space.
Correct.
Because most of the clients you land up doing, they don't really have time. They're coming as PGs back into their house. Everyone's so ambitious today. They're actually coming back.
I like that.
My family tells me that you're like a PG. Like, don't say this is your home. You just come here to sleep and you're back to work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's how it is for everybody, right? Like that's how it is for doctors, for engineers,
For everyone.
for business people, for anyone,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
So I think we don't enjoy the real luxuries of life, which is just simplicity of enjoying your own space, enjoying your own wealth, enjoying your own possessions. We don't enjoy it. So today I think it's a juxtapose of both of it. Like yes, we are blessed, and I want to be blessed to have all of the surrounding, in terms of aesthetics and
Yeah.
style. But I should be able to spend that time, or let enable or convince the opposite person to do such a good job that they want to spend time. And I think COVID was a brilliant thing, you know, like I had random clients in apartments I ran 10 years back and 15 years back where they send me a text message or a little present saying that for the first time we are enjoying our home, you know, what you've designed and we want to say thank you. And there was a client who sent me flowers and a bottle of wine and I was like, you know, you woke up too early, right? I designed your apartment a decade ago. And then they were like, but you know, for the first time, we have lived so many like days at a stretch in our own home
Yeah.
that I just felt like saying thank you to you. And I was like, wow, that
Awesome.
was a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, it's such a kind gesture, you know,
Yeah.
when you are remembered by them
Yeah.
because, you know, it's just those few months or maybe a year maximum that you all are actually connected on
Yeah.
daily basis and then
So I think
suddenly.
luxury is getting great opportunities and you giving back not only that project back or that design back to that client is you enticing them to actually enjoy it in the real way.
What makes the design process fun for you in times when the world is crying out for change in the field of architecture and design?
So I think change is the only constant in life. I don't think anything else is as constant as change or as consistent as change also, as I would say. So I think change is beautiful by itself because it's difficult and it's nice. Difficult why? Because every day you have to wake up, you have to learn something new, you have to adapt to something new, you have to evolve to something new, and that might be out of your comfort zone. Or you might really like certain changes. So either ways, it's a lot of learning and it's a lot of liking. But yeah, so I think because change is so constant, you're learning constantly, you're adapting, you're evolving. There's no room to sleep. There's no room to always say that I know enough, or you know this is it and I'm great and I've achieved it. Because next morning there is someone who's doing something way better than you. And I think what's good is also to appreciate that there are many people doing great things in
Correct.
life, and I think it's just fabulous. But on a funny note, on a lighter note, what I really you call my fun times on site is when actually so certain sites are very calm and peaceful where like for example S2B2 they throw the design onto you and they're like just do what you want. So it's stressful in a way that you know they have so much faith in you that you know that you have to give the right output and a wrong output will just kick you because they've said nothing to you. And then you have other clients who are so involved because there's so much exposure and there's so much on Instagram, Pinterest, you know, Google, that they come almost knowing what they want, right? So as a designer, sometimes you're a little freaked out, like, you know, like, hey, I'm not a contractor, I'm a designer, you know, let me do the designing
Yeah.
part of it, don't tell me so much. So that gets challenging, and I'm taking those, you know, slide videos on the side, or telling my team to take those slide videos on the side. Just take when you're arguing and fighting, and so that at the end, when we give that key, we go through all these challenging, tough, you know, funny moments that you
Yeah,
had, the
yeah.
rough ones also that you have on site, and you always have rough moments to create great work.
Correct.
And I think yes, that I find really funny also that you can take their case in the end in a nice way and laugh over all the silly battles that you face.
Yeah, and then you actually,
Yeah.
those are the memories, you know, the
Yeah.
fond memories
And I
of
think
the
those
project.
are fabulous. Like, you know, that's what you sleep in the night with, and at that time you're so frustrated and you want to just kill someone, and in the end you're laughing over it together. So yeah, those are, I think, my ultimate cheap thrill fun times.
While designing, what senses are the most kept in mind?
So I think it's the person you're designing for or the people you're designing for. It's so I love doing residential apartments. I'll just give you an example there. It's always say you have a couple of members in a family, and right, say from the kid to I think today even 4-year-olds who can speak or 3-year-olds who can speak have a say in designing. Like I would go to site and they would be like, Sheena auntie, I want blue today. Next week it'll be like, Sheena auntie, I want purple now. I'm like, you know what the difference between blue and purple? Then the next week I'll come and I'll hand over, you tell me I want green or rainbow colors or whatever. So I think everybody has a say today with that exposure from a father-in-law to a
Granddaughter.
daughter-in-law to a granddaughter to the great-granddaughter, whoever is existing in their family. I think everybody has a say, including the house staff. I think I take special effort now to even ask if there's an old house staff that they know that is going to retain. I'm like, okay, if you're handling the kitchen, tell me what are your challenges. Why can't you keep the kitchen clean? Why do you bang the door of the shutter? Like, you know, normal home problems that you
Yeah.
witness and you're
Correct.
sensitive to. So I think I would even question them, those little things to see that, of course, you can't change everything, but how you can amend it and how you can make it a little, you know, nicer with them. So I think it's them as people, their trade, what they really do, what they really feel, what do they believe in. And of course, 80% is that, and 20% how you can maneuver it and convince them that, hey, you know, that there is something better, because we are educating every day in these lines, you know, like fairs like yours, Ace Tech. I think there's so much to grasp each year that it's never enough, and you never know enough because you can't actually see so many booths also and take everything inside. You're sinking in it, so you're just actually studying and then you're going back and restudying the subject.
Right.
And I think that's also very important. So 20% you maneuver them, and then you put all of it together, and I think you make it happen.
Lovely. So, since the time you started, has there been any particular designer or artist or architect for that matter that
Of
has
course.
been your inspiration?
I think so many. And I think every day changes also. I
Okay.
shouldn't say that because see, you're reading so much. Now, like I
Yeah.
said, 10 years back, 15 years back, you asked me anything, I would open a coffee table book and I'd know those three names. Or the fourth book I bought, I would know the fourth name. Today, that every time you're just sitting 10 minutes idle in a car, you're snap opening Pinterest, Instagram, and you're seeing some new design or you're seeing some new
Yeah.
artist. And so I think every day I have some new favorite. But yeah, some of my classic favorites, I love Yadu Koshelbo. I think he has some brilliant stuff. I love Zaha Hadid for her organic forms. In terms of artist, I think it's Navratri and it's been on my head. I love Jeshi Burman. I love her art.
Okay.
She focuses on a lot of Indian goddesses in terms of her art. So she's brilliant. And I love Rajiv Saini sir. I think he's good. So yeah, I love a couple of them. There are many more on the list.
Awesome. So what's coming soon from the house of INC?
So a couple of projects I've just completed also that are very interesting and I'm going to probably launch now publicly.
That was my next question. Which
Yeah.
is your favorite? Been your favorite?
Yeah, so I'm going to combine both these questions
Sure.
for you. I've done this very interesting art project at Pali Hill, and these are like complete abstract art homes. And each apartment has a very different theme of abstract art. And so it was very interesting. It was the client really who got the concept on board. And initially, I was like, art homes is fine, but what an abstract? What do you want me to put in homes? Like it's not a gallery or a commercial space where I can really play a lot. But I think as a team together, them and us, I think we've done some really interesting things that we are going to feature out soon. And so that was a really, really nice project that I really enjoyed. And in terms of commercial, I've done these lighting stores for S2B. I've done a couple of projects for them, which have been very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how my journey with you also got really stronger. I wouldn't say like it started off there, but I think personal touch, are projects where I kind of put my 100% heart into. So I wouldn't say the rest of the projects are not my favorite, but people who connect, people who really give their soul time, who take you as family and actually fight their lungs out with you on their table to make something happen. And I think, Vaivalvi, I think that's why I relate to you also a lot. And I'm not just saying this for the heck of it. I think I've visited a lot of fairs in a lot of different industries worldwide because I just love learning. So I don't necessarily only go for interior fairs. I've been for many other fairs and kinds of fairs, industrial fairs as well. And I've never gone to any country or any city and seen personal, with a person, the organizing team or the organizers are coming to each booth and they're giving that, that warm inspiration, that gesture of, feeling at home, feeling there. And I think I really love that about you. And so I would say that S2B2 was also one of my favorite projects because for that reason and very creative. They just let you, just do what you want at. So the fear levels are very high. And yeah, Art Veda was a very, very close project to my heart. And in residential, I've just finished an apartment in India Bulls Blue, and I
Okay.
call it my dream home.
Oh, is
Because
it?
I took a really long time and I frustrated my clients in terms of time period to complete that apartment. But it has actually turned out as my dream home.
Beautiful.
The detailing that went into it and the amount of time even the clients gave me on the project. They actually looked into every square with me with interest. So yeah, I told you people when I connect to the people more than the project. So and if the people
that's
and
where
if
you
the
get
people,
the,
yeah, that's my source
the crux.
of
Yeah, that's the crux of
yeah.
the
That if I
entire
want to give a
project.
couple of hours to the project, I'll double my timeline if I connect to those people.
Yeah, it makes sense. And
That's-
then what comes out, what
yeah,
you deliver finally and hand over
Yeah.
is ultimate.
Like that's something that pulls me more to the project than just the project opportunity. And so I never figure it normally on the start. It's on the journey that I feel like I really connect way more to this project.
Beautiful. So, Sheena, when it comes to your hobbies, I know reading is one.
Yeah.
So, other than reading, what is your hobby?
I think now I love listening also. I was a bad listener at one time. And I shouldn't say this because a lot of people
Welcome to the club.
forever.
Welcome to the club. I think I'm also.
Yeah, I think this actually
become a good.
my personal life will become hell if anyone who has to read this line. But yeah, I know I love listening. So I think I've grown very close to like reading a lot of podcasts, watching a lot of podcasts, a lot of interviews. I think it's a lot of learning. I think I'm very bad at the commercial part of my business, and I don't feel bad saying it because if I feel bad, I'll never learn. So like they say that you always have a forte within you. Either you can handle a business really well, or you can handle the creative part of your business
Correct.
really well. And I
That's
think
true.
I have a lot of learning on the other front to do yet.
That's the reason all celebrities have managers to, manage
Yeah.
their money
Absolutely.
and all their accounting and stuff,
Yeah.
because the business cannot, they can
Yeah.
only act.
Yeah, so that is correct. One part of it, but I
Yeah.
also feel like the vision with which where you want to go 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line. I'm still contemplating a lot of things there. I'm still even probably contemplating if design is the only thing that I want to do in terms of interior design, or do I want to take design also to a next channel. So a lot of studying, a lot of podcasts, a lot of reading. I love meeting different kinds of people, understanding how they became brands, they became companies. So yeah, I think it's always connections, networking, people, whether it's via a book or via an interview or via reading or watching a movie. Sometimes even when I'm watching Netflix, I think I'm watching the background, and I've lost the movie and I'm like, go back, repeat, hello, what was happening on the show, your attention is gone into something that's your passion.
Yeah, the interiors.
Yeah. It could be the interiors, it could be anything that's
anything
drawn to
that is
design on that
yeah,
particular
taking your
screen space.
attention. True,
And
true.
because I have events as a very close part of my past, so there's a multiple things, it could be just seeing light production, some lighting, anything could just change my focus. So yeah,
And what do you like to do in your free time?
I love sleeping. Okay, I enjoy it. Like, so I really think like you need to cut off. So I think cutting off is very important, and I've learned that very late in life. I think I used to be one of those crazy people who thought that working 18 hours a day was fabulous and working 22 hours a day would make me a great designer. I'm not saying that's wrong or that's bad. When the need of the hour is there, yes, you need to burn the night lights and you need to be there. But I think it's very important to just cut off, and it's not the time hours or the time line. I think you need to cut off, and so while cutting off, I think the only peaceful thing is like you need to be with yourself. So it could be like I would love to walk on the beach, or just I like to be alone. In short, just having a cup of coffee, reading a book, walking on the beach. Sometimes even watching a movie alone, and just because you're there, but you're not there, and you're just with yourself, sleeping, meditating, all of it. So nothing that's really concrete in terms of a sport, or those are just your routine activities that are happening on the side. But when you see what I really think that we all need to really learn is to cut off, which is very hard. Because you could be sitting on your own and you're still thinking back end on some account, some file, some client, someone at home, and that I think is a challenge for me, which I'm learning. And so yeah.
What about working abroad, out of the country?
I've designed for a hospitality project in Mauritius. So last year I've done some public spaces in Mauritius. So yes, I was lucky. I just got that just post COVID. So that was one project. Again, I'm going to feature it soon and speak about it soon.
Lovely.
So yeah, I'm very open to it. Looking forward for many more collaborations.
Which would be the next country, if at all, you want to work with? Which one would it be?
I think Dubai is a supermarket in terms of location as well. Because if you are based in India, I think it's not really far. I think the market is really picking up. Real estate is really catching up there. And I think people are also wanting good, the sense of aesthetics in projects, and they're more open to learning. I think India also, besides the metro cities and the main cities, is really taking a shift.
Yes.
So I wouldn't just say abroad, but I think India, like I was very surprised to see some smaller tier cities where I thought that design wouldn't be so big. The way it's moving forward, it's something that I think we should be really proud of. But I think UAE would be a really good market that I've always been keen on setting my hands on. Let's see if I can.
And like the 2-tier, 3-tier cities you just mentioned, have you worked in any, or you have worked?
So I've just signed up with Kalki. It's like a clothing brand. I haven't yet worked much on their Bombay projects, but I've worked on all their pan-India projects.
Okay.
So I've completed 4 stores for them, working on the next 3.
Okay.
And they're nice.
Where are those stores?
So I've just finished Delhi 1 store. I'm just starting the second store now. I've done one in Hyderabad, we just launched last month. I've done one in Ahmedabad, one in Surat.
Oh, okay.
So I've done it, 4 stores.
Lovely. So you're like really.
I'm bad at marketing, that.
No, but really what I'm seeing is like, you're doing stores, you're doing offices, you're doing showrooms, you're doing homes, you love doing homes, you've done the spaces. That's a hospitality project in Mauritius.
Yeah. If you tell me to start designing clothes tomorrow, I'd love to do it. So, as in not in terms of getting into a garment line, it could be just few products related. And that's my actual ultimate dream. And I told you I'm studying design and studying things. Is I don't know, maybe 2-3 years down the line, I want to take this to another level as well. I'm not exactly pinpointed what yet,
You're going to
But
be
let's
something
see.
like Rick Owens or something like that? Or-
Don't really know. A lot of
Never
brainstorming
know.
to do yet.
Sheena, tell me what you think about Ace Tech other than what you've already mentioned. Thank you for that. But
I think that is something I'm going to repeat 100 times over because it is something that's really touching. Okay, and personally, I felt it, and I can say that I haven't witnessed that anywhere else. See, Astex is a huge platform. I don't think there is any designer who would like to miss it. You know, it's that feeling of FOMO. Even if you miss it, then 10 other people will give you that FOMO. Also, you feel you're losing out because there's different categories. There are so many categories. It's one of the largest exhibitions. There's not from a student to a junior designer to a senior designer to people who made it for generations in design and architecture and beyond are there. You know, so it is a platform that's I think it's just amazing. Okay. But what really touches me way over the most amazing thing that you'll always anyways do is the warmth and I think that's something that you don't get to see anywhere else. Very easily. I wouldn't say anywhere, maybe there are places, but I think I it's a special place for me because of that.
super.
So like I say that's something that I think you guys should be really, really proud of.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheena. Thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best for your future projects and all that you really dream of doing in the country and out.
Thank you so much. Means a lot and thank you so much. It was my honor to be with you again.
Thanks for being a part of Walk the Talk. I hope you enjoyed it.
I had a lovely time. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching.